Okay, hi there, students who skipped my first class. This is Dr. Gordon Cobb. I'm here talking about music theory, and the course is MUSI 1120, Rudiments of Music at KPU, and I'm basically making this video to help the students who were unable to attend my class yesterday, who have been greatly sassed, by the way. Some of the stuff that they missed that I covered in class. So, here we go. This is the music keyboard here. I'm going to do this very quickly. The music keyboard consists of white notes and black notes. And in the black notes, we have a pattern that goes 2 black notes, 3 black notes, 2 black notes, 3 black notes, 2, 3, etc. And so our musical alphabet consists of A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. And then it begins again. A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. And it just continues over and over. If you want to know where the A is on a piano, this is a piano. We use a piano because it's a good visual and it's pretty simple to use. You go to your group of 3. Here's a group of 3 black notes. And in between the second and third black notes is our letter A. So here's an A, then a B, C, D, E, F, G. And then you can see here we are in a group of 3. In between the top 2, we start again with A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Another group of 3, and another A, B, C. And similarly, if we count backwards, A goes down to G, down to F, E, D. So we can count backwards. A goes down to G, F, E, D, and C. Okay, so there's our musical alphabet. From here to here, we call this an octave. And there are numerous octaves here on the keyboard. On the piano, there's much more than this. But for the purposes of this course, we really only need to know the letters A through G continuously up and down the keyboard. Now, this thing here is called a staff, and this is where we place our notes. It's a terrible treble clef. And what I'm doing is I'm drawing a couple of different things. This here is called the treble clef. And this is where the higher notes go, so flutes, sopranos. In piano, this would be the right hand because the higher notes are up here. And then down here in the lower notes, we have the bass clef. And this is where the lower notes go, so tubas, bass guitars, really low male voices, etc. Now what we're going to do is we're going to talk about how we name our notes. So you can see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines, and 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. So there's 5 lines and 4 spaces, and we can have notes on each of them. But let's talk about just the line notes first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 notes on the lines. And we use a sentence to help us to remember what these notes are. So this note here is the letter E. And the sentence that we use is every good ballerina deserves flowers. Every good ballerina deserves flowers. So if you have a piece of music and the very first note on the page is this, and you're like, oh, I don't know how to read music, what's that note? Well, you go, oh, it's on a line, it's on the 1, 2, 3, it's on the third line. And if my sentence is every good ballerina deserves flowers, then we go every good ballerina. That makes this note a B. Every good ballerina deserves flowers. Every good ballerina deserves. So this is how we name the notes using this sentence. Normally I'd say any questions, but you're not actually here right now. So the next thing, we've done the lines, now we're going to do the spaces. And in the treble clef, it doesn't we don't use a sentence because this actually spells a word. It spells F, A, C, and E. So the spaces spell F, A, C, E. And so what I say is, if it's in a space, use your face. So again, if we're in the treble clef and you're given notes like this, well, this is the third space, so it's F, A, C, F, A, F, A, C, E. Okay, so that's how we name notes. And then the next thing that you kind of need to understand is that the stuff that's here meets up with the stuff that's here. So this E might be right here. This C would be there. This A would be there. And this F would be there on the keyboard. Okay? So for now, just to keep it clean and simple, I'm going to erase these super awesome lines that looked really cool. That's too bad. And now let's talk about the bass clef. So in the bass clef, or in piano in our left hand, we of course, just like the treble clef, have 5 lines and 4 spaces. And we have another 2 sentences that we use. So we use good birds don't fly away. Good birds don't fly away. And in the spaces, all cows eat grass. All cows eat grass. So a big part of your homework is actually doing a whole bunch of note naming. And so you'll have a number of pages where you just have to name the notes, and what you will do is you will, let's say this is your page. You got this, you got this, and there's just random notes written down like this. And what you'll do is you'll use your note naming sentences, you will say them out loud, and you will use them to name the notes. So treble clef, it's in a space. Treble clef, if it's in a space, use your face. If this is F, A, C, E, then this must be F. This is on a line, so we use every good ballerina deserves flowers. Every good ballerina deserves, D for deserves. Every good ballerina deserves flowers. Every good ballerina. If it's in a space, use your face. F-A-C. And that's how we learn how to name notes in basically 10 minutes. Here's the bass clef. So we're going to use either good birds don't fly away if it's on a line, or all cows eat grass if it's on a space. So this is on a line, so we go good birds. It's in a space, so all cows eat grass. Good, as in good birds don't fly away. All cows eat. Good birds don't. So that's how you name both the letters of the musical alphabet on the keyboard and the letters in the treble clef and bass clef on the staff. This is the staff here. So that is the majority of your homework, is doing essentially those 2 things. Now, we have to take this to the next level. Because, of course, we have notes in music that don't fall on the line or the space. So, for example, this note right here falls below the line. So what we have to do is think, what is this note here? Well, this note here is E, and we are going down. What's one note down from E? E goes down to D. Okay? So we just went down a step. Now we can keep going even lower. If we want to go below D, from D we go down to C. So if we want to write C, we have to draw this thing here, which is called a ledger line. And a ledger line basically just means that we're artificially extending the length of our score by drawing this ledger line for one note, just like that. And you can see it's going down. So what's one note down from D? D goes down to C. And if we wanted to, we could just keep going. That's one note lower. That's another note lower. And you can just keep adding ledger lines. So we're going down, 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 down. From the line to the space, to the line to the space, to the line to the space, to the line. And all you do to figure out what these notes are is you just have to count down. What's down from C? B. What's down from B? A. What's down from A? G. And what's down from G? F. And why does A go down to G? Well, because there's only 7 letters. A is the first letter. And then if we go down from A, we end up at the highest letter, which is G. A goes down to G, down to F, E, D. So these are ledger lines. We can also have ledger lines above, like this. And so how do we figure these ones out? Well, take a note that you know. This is the highest line. So every good ballerina deserves flowers. So we know that this is F. If that's F, we go from this line right on top to the space. That's going to be G. From G, we go up to A. That's the letter A, which would be like way, way high up here on the keyboard. Now, if we want to figure out what this is, we go F, G, A. That would be B. And that makes this C. So then, what if we did something crazy like this note here? Well, we would start with F. We know F, so it goes F, G in the space, A, B, C, D, E, F, and that would make this a very, very high G. Okay, so those are ledger lines, and they're one of the trickiest things you're going to have to do this week. All right, so that's a basic catch-up. Now, the last thing that I want to show you, and maybe what I'm going to do, is I got to create some space here. Okay, 1 second.